Next up, we have a great documentary called Man on Wire about a clearly bonkers chap who likes heights called Philippe Petit.
Philippe Petit. This is the incredible story of Philippe's journey to tightrope walk between the Twin Towers. Yes, the Twin Towers. Clearly insane.
Oh my goodness. Philippe completed this task in 1974, which was the culmination of a lifelong dream. As you can probably guess, this wasn't the first time he had done such an extravagant outing. He had, by this point, tightrope walked over Notre Dame and the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Easy.
Like that.
Over the years, Philippe had quite a following of friends who helped him accomplish these feats, all of which were executed with the same attention to detail as a bank heist or a robbery. Not that I've robbed a bank or had a bit of heist or thingy, or, you know, but...
All right, just cover yourself for legal reasons. Philippe himself explains the story, and you begin to see why so many agree to risk jail time to help him to achieve his dream. He's one charismatic guy. Well, you'd have to be to get that many people devoted to what is your dream.
Yes, that is true. The documentary is unusual as Philippe's friends for most of the preparatory stages, instead of the usual kind of hammy reconstructions you have to endure, we have the real thing. It's almost astounding to see the levels of dedication and planning that were involved. And we see it firsthand. The bits that are reconstructed are a bit like the Beastie Boys sabotage video, which is also awesome.
Philippe has quite a great bunch of mates, obviously, all of who are very chatty and give a great insight into the magnitude of the project and how easily it could have all gone so wrong.
So wrong.
So wrong.
So wrong. One of his friends, Jean-Francois, is particularly amusing as he decides that to infiltrate the Twin Towers and to look American, apparently it is paramount that one has a lot of pens in the pocket, as otherwise it clearly would have fallen to pieces.
Clearly would have fallen to pieces. I can see it falling to pieces right now. Philippe is clearly a driven man, a charismatic man and a poetic man. This story is a well-paced insight into the lengths that one man will go to achieve his dream. It is beautifully told with lots of drama and humour. We would seriously recommend going to see it. It may well inspire you to set your sights on a higher goal in your life.
Man on Wire is out in selected cinemas now. The Eon rating, Man on Fire!
Next up, we have a movie coming all the way from little old Belgium called Ben X. The movie is about a boy with Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism, which makes him very much at odds with the world around him.
If you know anyone that suffers with a form of autism, you'll know that they find most human behaviour very strange and illogical. To function in normal society, they have to learn how to behave, as it simply doesn't come naturally.
Yeah, that's right. The story follows Ben, who's played by Greg Timmermans, who incidentally looks a little bit like my old TV husband, Leander Gloversmith.
Is it that he looks like him, or that you just miss him so much that you see his face everywhere?
No, it's actually really creepily looks like him.
Okay.
Anyway, the film follows Ben's daily life and how he copes with being different, which is, as it turns out, not all that well.
Yeah, Ben goes to an ordinary school where he's systematically bullied and humiliated on a daily basis. The school teachers seem powerless to help him or just don't want to get involved. So Ben begins to draw even further away from normal life over the course of the film.
Yeah. Every day without fail, he plays a game called Archlord, which is a kind of World of Warcraft type of game. It lets him exist in a world which he truly understands and he can succeed in. His obsession with this game bleeds into his real life and he tries to understand and assess the world using this game as a guide. All of this makes the movie really interesting to watch as you have real-life situations intercut with gameplay graphics.
This movie is agonising to watch as Ben is so tormented yet so innocent as to why people cannot just leave him alone. Bullying could push any normal person very easily to a tragic conclusion, so God only knows what it must be like if you're not equipped with the same social skills as everybody else.
En dan hebben mijn vingers haar alles verteld. Maar zij, no endgame, zonder mij.
This film is a modern-day cautionary tale of what can happen if you just turn a blind eye to what goes on around you. Bullying happens in so many places, in so many different ways, and can lead to such ultimately tragic consequences. It reminds us that silence gives the bullies their power, so speak up and don't let them get away with it.
Exactly. Ben X is an awesome movie and we heartily recommend you see it. The story is beautifully told and the juxtapositions of images used are unlike anything we've seen before.
Yeah.
It'll be in cinemas from the 29th of August. Check your listings, find a good cinema that will have it on. The Eon rating,
10 out of 10.
En je weet wat er te zeggen in ben. Elk einde is een begin.
Alles is durven.
In the DVD pile this month is a movie that has been tipped as the most original film since the year Batman got all serious. So how could we, at Eon, resist finding out more about La Antena, or if you don't speak Spanish, the aerial. Although La Antena makes it sound cooler, not the way I say it, but you know, if you said it properly. And not like a movie tie-in to a washing powder, and these days it would probably happen.
I think you're right. The movie is a magical tale reminiscent of old-time 1920s movies, and if you don't know what that looks like, think back to that Judder Man advert. So it looks a little bit like that, but obviously a bit less scary.
The story is about a town that has lost its voice. No one can speak any audible sounds to one another.
Shame.
Yeah, the city has but one television channel run by the evil Mr. TV.
I'm sure I've met him.
Yeah, who is hatching a plot to take over the city and control its inhabitants.
And stuff like that. I should attempt not to gush too much about this movie, but it will really be hard as it's really amazing. The movie is obviously very quiet, so if you're looking for explosions and endless car chases, then this is not the movie for you, or incidentally, the programme for you.
La Antena is beautifully shot and directed. Its quiet tone makes you pay close attention to figure out what exactly is going on.
It has the look and feel of many classic movies such as Metropolis or Voyage to the Moon. The cityscape reminds me of the one from Dark City, and the attention to detail over the look of the film is as well thought out as the style of The Illusionist.
Very nice combination. It is simply stunning, and we seriously recommend buying this baby, as it really is a keeper, and not one of those movies you think you should own and have in your collection like Metropolis. It is one that you'll actually watch time and time and time and time again. La Antena is out on the 18th of August.
The Eon rating, La Antena, shifts greasy stains others leave behind.
Out! At the end of this month is a fine box set from one of Eon's fave directors, the legendary David Lynch.
You just made Sean deaf, you evil, what's it? You're right, Sean. Oh dear.
Sorry.
This box set combines 3 classic Lynch films in one fab package. Well, in our opinion, they're pretty much all classics. In the box, you'll get The Lost Highway, one of the greatest movies to ever freak you out ever, plus it has Henry Rollins acting in it. Classic.
You also get Mulholland Drive, another non-linear noir treat from Lynch, which tells a story of lost identity and in much the same way as The Lost Highway confuses the hell out of most ordinary souls, as there are many temporal disruptions that really make you think hard about what is really going on.
Pensive. Both of these movies are cinematic gold, in our opinion, as any movie that sends your brain spinning and is a challenge to solve is all good in our books. High five on that. Yeah.
The third movie in the collection is the 1980 biopic, The Elephant Man, which is about the life of John Merrick, a man so hideously deformed he's treated like a sideshow freak. This movie is not only a fantastic story based on true events, it also includes a stellar cast of Anthony Hopkins, Anthony Cupcakes, John Hurt, and John Gielgud.
Gielgud.
I think I'll examine you now. I'll leave the questions till later. All right? Will you take your hat off, now, please? Now, don't be frightened. I simply want to look at you. Take your hat off. Don't be frightened.
What makes the release of The Elephant Man so great is that they have added a fat stack of extras onto the disc, with a documentary about Merrick's life, rather tragic obviously, and 2 new and exclusive interviews with not only John Hurt, but the Lynch Meister himself.
The Lynch Meister.
Yes.
If you fancy buying The Elephant Man on its own, the special edition is out on August the 4th. But if you don't have these other Lynch classics, then you should seriously wait until the 25th of August, my Bowie finger, as these are essential repeated viewing and the triple set will be out then. The Eon rating,
Elefantastic. That was also rubbish.
Bit inappropriate really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough line. All right, John.
Yeah.